presentá a boso tour, nos invitado diawe, persona que biba ayuda hende, haña balansa interno y descubrí forsa transformativo o esaki trese kuné. Esta va a contarnos más de práctica de yoga y benefisionan restourativo de yoga y mindfullness. Dennos vida liturgia.
Bombini naar outro episódio de podcast de onderlinge hulp. Saúde, felicidade e vida largo. Awe, nós temos invitado especial a trobe maneira de toure outro podcast. Awe, nós temos Kuawanna. Camina me tivesse pergunta na inglês, dorku eta na inglês. Kuawanna, welcome. Nice having you here today with us.
Same. I feel honored.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
You're welcome.
Kuawanna, tell us, who is Kuawanna and why and how yoga changed your life?
That's a big question.
Yes.
That's a big question. Who am I? I'm learning on this journey that I am.
Mm.
I am all things, right? Through the journey of yoga, that's how it changed my life.
Okay.
So before, I've been on this journey for 10 years.
Wow.
And what prompted the journey was life happening in a way that I was not able to handle it in a way. And I knew there were tools to help me kind of get through this hurdle. And there wasn't anyone I can really talk to because I felt I was the only one going through this.
Okay.
Right. And so I remember a yoga class I took when I was taking my anatomy course. I have my degree in sports medicine and fitness. So
Wow.
the instructor was a yoga instructor. So she actually introduced yoga to us through the physical movement, right? So to get our vital signs, she wanted to see how yoga regulated your vital signs, your blood pressure, your pulse, things like that,
Wow.
right? So we would take our pulse and things before. We would have a yoga session, and then after we'll make a comparison. So that's how I was introduced to yoga. But interesting enough, life happened. So I was pushed into it, I will say,
Wow.
because of what was going on in my personal life that I couldn't handle, and I knew I needed tools. So the tool I needed was to breathe. And that's what was coming up to me. You just need to breathe. You need to go somewhere where you can't use your phone for an hour. You need to take some breaths and reset the nervous system. So I did that. So I looked around in my city, found a yoga school, and started going to classes. The very first class I went to, the instructor said it's okay not to be okay. I never heard that in my life.
It's okay not to be okay.
Yes.
Marvelous.
Yeah. I never heard that in my life.
Wow.
In my family, you don't have time not to be okay.
You need to be okay.
You need to be okay at all times.
Yes.
But you can't have that moment to yourself not to be okay. That's what yoga allowed me to do, is have that moment not to be okay, to feel my emotions, not suppress them, but to feel them and have them process kind of through my body to make my nervous system a little more stable.
Wow, you're talking about a lot of things, Kuawanna. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But the first one,
Yes.
you're talking about yoga, but you're talking also about breathe. We just need to breathe. I thought that yoga is only movements, but it isn't it. Can you talk us more about that?
Yes. So yoga, the word yoga actually means yoke or to align. So it's to align our mind, body, soul, spirit, however you identify with that part of it, right? And through that comes breath, meditation, and also the movements. The movements are a very small part of
the yoga
because we see, we call them asanas or the poses. We see on TV and in magazines and, the splits and headstands and things like that. That's part of it. If that's where you want to go, that's not wrong. But the main focus is to align yourself, right? To get your nervous system regulate.
So reset, actually.
Reset. Yes.
And that is the alignment that yoga will bring someone who
Yes.
want to be more in balance.
And yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But can everyone do yoga? Someone like 20 years old, 60 years old, or the older we get, we have problems with our knees, with our back. Can everyone come and do yoga? I think the breath and the meditation they can, but
Yeah.
the movements, can they do that also?
Yes. So my
Wow.
very first person I taught yoga to, he was 86.
Wow.
And
Wow. 86.
he was
Wow.
86, and he wasn't a fit 86.
Mm.
He had arthritis in his body. He was not very mobile. Like, he can walk and things, but like bending and things like that, not so much.
Wow.
So there's a pose we do called downward facing dog. So it's as if you're on the ground. Well, you're on the ground with your hands and your feet, but your body is in an upside down V, right? So that's downward facing dog. His downward facing dog was just slightly bent over.
Wow.
So he couldn't even touch the ground, but that's his downward facing dog in his body. And that's perfectly okay. It's long as you kind of just start with your body and know that your body, my body's not like your body, not like anybody else's body.
Exactly.
And I only do what's fit for my body, and it's okay.
Okay, so as we're talking to us, it's like yoga accepts you the way you are.
Yes.
That's it. It is
Yes.
okay not to be okay. So it accepts you the way you are with the breath work, the meditation, and the movements, but just the way you are.
Yes.
If you cannot do a split, it is okay.
It's okay. If you're not flexible, I get that all the time. Oh, I want to try, but I'm not flexible.
Yeah.
That's not, you don't have to be. That's a benefit of if you continuously do it.
Yes.
So it's not something, yoga's not something you do one class and everything's magically fixed, right? It's a practice. So you have to constantly work on that.
Yes.
It's a byproduct. You can get flexible. Maybe you're not made to do the splits, and that's fine.
Exactly.
But if you're working towards that, you'll get a little closer and a little closer if that's your goal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you were telling us yoga is not going once or going twice. Is it like also a way of living?
It is.
Okay.
It is. So it's a way that we treat each other. It's a way that we treat our own bodies.
Wow.
Right? So it's a whole philosophy behind it. I don't want to get too deep into it. It's a whole nother podcast.
Yes, definitely. We have the time for the next podcast, so no problem.
But it's a whole philosophy behind it. And if I have to put it in a nutshell, it's just respecting your body.
Wow,
respecting
nice.
others.
Wow.
Right? Through what you eat, through what you do, through what you say, through what you think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a world within itself.
And I know you, Kuawanna, and I know also next to the movements, the breath work, the meditation you do at your own studio, you coach also people one-to-one. Is there a story that you can share with us that make a difference for you, that you think, oh yes, that's why I live the philosophy of yoga. That's why I'm doing it, because I see the difference.
That's
with the people.
Everybody I come across.
Everybody, wow,
Everybody I
wow.
come across, even if I only meet them the one time,
Yes.
I can see how it affected them. Right?
Well, and how do you can see that? What do you see? The way they talk, the way they live, the way they breathe after one session with you?
Just their whole demeanor, right? So sometimes people come in, their energy is a little bit up, right?
Like excited? Can I call it that?
You can call it, let's call it excited.
Okay.
Let's call it excited. And then they come in And then maybe they'll do, if we're talking about 101s, usually I do a breath work with them.
Okay.
And a little bit of a meditation. Sometimes it's a guided meditation. Sometimes it's just them being still.
Wow.
And when they get up, they're like, okay, I'm ready to go to bed. Their face, you can tell in the change in their face.
Wow.
If they're coming and we're doing a private and it's a movement class, so we're doing the poses like downward facing dog we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
You can see that like they're kind of feeling more space in their
body.
Yeah.
Okay.
It may not be like drastic leaps, but you can see a subtle difference
Wow.
in someone's just demeanor
Yes.
after they come from a yoga class.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you very much for that.
Welcome.
And as you know, this podcast is sponsored by Onderlinge Hulp. And Onderlinge Hulp, we have funeral insurance. And we talk, of course, about the transition to that.
Yes.
How do you see the life after that? And how are you self-prepared for that next phase? Have you think about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a cycle of life.
Nice.
We all have to go through it.
Wow.
One way or another. And it's about it's a lot kind of coming up now.
Yes.
Life after death, my personal opinion is
Yes.
we kind of all recycle in a
Yes.
way. And I feel like it's a beautiful thing. You lived your life and now you're on to something else.
Wow.
I don't know. I can't, we're all just speculating.
Exactly. That's true. That's
what
true.
happens, right? But to prepare yourself for it is maybe just thinking of it in that way.
Exactly.
It's just a cycle of life. Yes, we're going to miss our loved ones. Yes, our loved ones are going to miss us. That's grief.
Exactly.
That's what I can say about
Yes,
that.
but that's the cycle of life. That is, and we are living right now, just to wrap up, we are living right now in an environment with a lot of stress, a lot of things that we need to do when we wake up in the morning till that we are going to sleep.
Yes.
Is there something that you can give us, to me, to our audience, so we can take it away with us to learn and to live differently?
In regards to
everything, to yoga, to way of life, the way you see life, the way you see in your surroundings, because you have a lot of experience also in the one-to-one coaching sessions. Do you have something for us to give away?
I would say allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself those emotions. And I feel like this circles back to the question you asked before.
Exactly.
On how you prepare yourself. It's okay to have your emotions, right? It's okay to let them cycle through.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay to feel, because when we're suppressing, they manifest differently.
Exactly.
Right? So they come back in diseases in your body. They come back in diseases in your mind.
Yes.
Because we're suppressing a lot of things.
Wow.
So I would say just the number one thing is it's okay not to be okay. Allow yourself that space to not to be okay, so you can get yourself together to be okay.
Wow.
For you and for your loved ones.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful, Kuawanna. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Hopi danki pa podcast aqui di yoga, di movements, di halamenti roseia, and nos bansera che parti cu Kuawanna abisa nos awe. It is okay not to be okay. Queda pendiente para nos próximo podcast di Onderlinge Hulp. Te otumbia.